coach Frank Endacott. So Auckland, the knockers come at the door, they're just about ready. They're ready to enter the Odsal Bowl, known in Super League 97 as the Bull Pit. And you can hear from the noise in the background the atmosphere that awaits the men from Auckland. They will have seen nothing, I fancy, like this, not even when they played in front of their big crowds at their home stadium in Auckland. The Bulls and their crowd are up for this. Auckland just putting the finishing touches to their big match. Matthew Ridgler leads them out now through the dressing room door. Sean Hoppy, international winger. Jean Namu, Tia Rapati, Dennis Betts, Great Britain international. Internationals threaded through this Auckland Warriors side. Stephen Kearney, magnificent second row forward. And out they come to receive the applause and the reception of this Odsal crowd. So the Auckland Warriors, they have lost their last 5 in the Australian Super League. They've only scored 30 tries. That, would you believe, is 51 less than the Bradford Bulls. And defence for them back home is a problem, 49 tries conceded. But watch out for Mark Oro, who is their top tackler, if he gets on tonight from the bench. He will work 14. Well, Bradford was so disappointed to lose out in the last minute to the Penrith Panthers. And Robbie Paul knows he needs a big night tonight because apart from anything else, Frank Endacott, the Auckland coach, is also currently the coach of the New Zealand national side. They look determined, don't they, the Bradford Bulls? And wait till you hear the reception that greets them onto this Odsal stage. It really is the place to be in Super League 97. The Bulls are charged up, and yes, they are ready to stampede. Another fine crowd to watch Robbie Paul and company. They have brushed aside all comers except the Penrith Panthers this year. The champions-elect, that's the best attack in Europe. And the try scored 81 in Super League, 115 in all games so far. And James Lowes is the man who gets through so much work for them. The hooker, watch out for him, he wears 25. Not only have they run tries in at one end, they boast the 3rd best defence in the European Super League. Russell Smith is tonight's big match referee. The video referee, by the way, is David Asquith. He is tucked away inside the Odsal Stadium to make his judgment if needed. Stacey Jones had a massive game, a man of the match against St Helens, and tonight he faces the formidable challenge of Robbie Paul. So the scene is set. This should be one of the best matches of the World Club Championship. The Warriors get us underway, and the Bradford Bulls are determined that they won't slip up this time. Matt Callan with the first run, but good defence. Rapati in quickly. So too Dennis Betts.
Pretty strong defence there, very quickly by the Auckland Warriors. And of course the big question is, can Bradford come back with a swinging arm there? And look, the football, that'll be play on.
It is. And the Warriors have it back in the figure of Jean Namu, but the referee pulls them back for the knock-on.
Well, Forshaw took the ball up there. There was a swinging arm to start with. Now, did Betts get the hand in between? Vagan, I think, was that swung across the right arm, but I think that Betts was interfering with the football. Not seen by the officials.
The last thing the Bulls wanted to do was drop the ball in the first set of 6 because they're now under pressure. The Warriors are camped on the 20-metre line. And this is Kearney, their big second row forward, driving the ball in. Stacey Jones is taking control, tips the ball back to Jean Namu. He escapes the tackle. Desperate defence then from Danny Peacock, the fullback. 3 tackles gone. This is Matthew Ridge, led the side brilliantly at St Helens, but closed down very well then by Peacock, by Tomlinson. 4 tackles gone. Jones again, out wide it goes to Betts. Betts puts it down. The Bulls breathe a sigh of relief.
Well, a big chance there. The winger Paul Stellati was outside. Dennis Betts, all he had to do was sucking the winger Matt Callan, and I'm afraid it was try time. Well, a bad mistake there by Dennis Betts.
Well, Betts with Cliff Watson of St Helens now the most capped forward in Great Britain Test history. 30 caps for his country. And Callan drives the ball up again, and he slips it well under pressure from Ridge and Rapati. This is Bradley. Well, these two sides, of course, out for World Club Championship points, but also out to catch your eye, man of the match. The vote is on again tonight on the World Cup Championship, and we have the prize to give away, 2 tickets for the first test at Wembley on November the 1st. Great Britain against Australia, and there will be 2 winners on the programme tonight.
Tough defence by the Auckland Warriors. Joe Vagana getting involved early. He picked up Paul Medley, the second rower, as though it was a round goal.
That wasn't a good pass from Tomlinson, and McNamara couldn't pick it up off his toes.
Bad pass there by Tomlinson. No chance for the loose forward Steve McNamara. And kick the ball. A little bit of professionalism coming out of Stephen Kearney there, trying to irritate Steve McNamara. Said a few words to him.
Namu spread the pass wide. That was to Rapati. He got the pass away.
The point I was trying to make early in the piece, Eddie, is that can the Bradford Bulls bounce back? We know they bounced back after their loss at Wembley to Saints. They really did give the Saints a hiding here. And they do the same after their loss to Penrith last week.
Lovely ball from Kearney. And this is Stacey Jones. And Stacey Jones gets the try. But they put the ball down, Bradford. McNamara lost possession. It was a shocking pass. And Stacey Jones was fed by Kearney, and that's a tremendous try from the Warriors.
Great work by the second rower, Stephen Kearney. See the simple run around there, Namo Kemba. Look how Kearney drags him to, slicks the ball out. There was 3 in attendance, and Stacey Jones, the man who has got explosive speed off the mark. But good work by the second rower, Kearney. Attracts the 3, Tomlinson, Loughlin and Medley. The gap is there. He was so good last week with Kearney against St Helens. He really did make so many opportunities for the 3 quarters. On this occasion, he started quickly. Beautiful play. You'll see how they get sucked into him. Kearney pulls in the 3. And once he slips the ball there, you can see that the little halfback, Stacey Jones, positioned himself so well. That is a flying try. He really is one of the best creative forwards in the world now, Stephen Kearney.
And Stacey Jones, one of the best finishers. Great support play. Scored a try, of course, last week against the Saints and created many more. Now Matthew Ridge with his first conversion attempt. He's one of the best kickers in the world. And that's the reason why. Just jogged away as soon as that ball left the boot. The Warriors lead 6-0.
3 players defence sucked in. You can see how Stacey Jones just times the run to perfection. He knew it was going to be on. He knows the ability of Stephen Kearney to offload in very tight situations.
So first blood to Auckland Warriors after 5 minutes. They're ahead by 6 points to 0. And simply the message has got to get through to the Bradford Bulls. You cannot put the ball down. You have to retain possession. You have to respect the football. And that's something really that every one of the European teams will surely learn. But Twimavavi then was all over the grounded player. That's a penalty to Bradford.
Big second rower, Twimavavi, will not give his coach Frank Endicott anything to smile about with that silly penalty. When they had the pressure on, leading 6-0, they want to apply it even more.
Lowe's is the dummy half. He gives it to Tomlinson. This now McDermott. Oh, he was stopped dead in his tracks by Vagana.
Well, that's the 3rd time that Vagana really has put the shoulder into all the tackle.
That's a lovely kick from McNamara. It's turned Ridge round. It bounces almost into the arms of Robbie Paul, but Matthew Ridge did so well.
Good option there. Neat chip over. You can see that Matthew Ridge had to go back. He was running back towards his own goal line.
So the Auckland Warriors in possession. This is Dennis Betts. Forshaw met him, and so too did Robbie Paul. Sid Eru, the international hooker, at dummy half. He gets the ball away to Vagana. Vagana, such a difficult man to put down, only 22 years old. And that's Stephen Kearney. Good tackling, though, there from McNamara. Kearney having a swipe, but McNamara judged to have held him down, and then he backchats Russell Smith and is marched 10 metres towards his own line.
Lack of discipline there. When you've done the tackle, you're supposed to roll away, not back over the man carrying the football. And that's what he does there. It's no good trying to say to the referee, Russell Smith, that he was holding me down. Kearney was trying to get rid of him. Well, lack of discipline added to it by the fact that he had a few words to say to the official.
And this now, Steve-O, puts Matthew Ridge in within kicking range, 40 metres out. And the Auckland Warriors captain has elected to kick for goal on this penalty.
Doesn't surprise me at all. They don't call him Radar Boot for nothing. He's in exceptional good form.
He is 7 goals from 8 at St Helens.
Been out for quite some time, but what a great start for the coach, Frank Endicott. Well, we saw Bradford against Penrith get off to a flying start. They control the game. It's going to be a test of their character now. 6 points down, and it could be 8 points adrift after this.
Matthew Ridge then lines up his sights. Played at St Helens only the 3rd time in a winning Warriors side. Ridge gives that a thump and finds the mark. The flags go up and tell you that's 2 more points to the Auckland Warriors, and the league leaders trail 8-0.
Not only the 2 extra points, but I'm sure that the Bradford Bulls coach Matthew Elliott would have seen how far that ball went over the crossbar. So any silly penalties given within anywhere around the halfway line, this fullback Matthew Ridge will quite easily plonk over.
So Ridge is the man who restarts. Underneath the kickoff is Danny Peacock, and he gives it inside to Mike Forshaw. He makes 12 metres ground, and watched by Matthew Elliott, the Bradford coach, who I know is so desperate to get his challenge for the World Club Championship underway here tonight. Medley back in the side. Good little run. This now is McDermott. When he went from the field on Monday, the Bradford Bulls visibly wilted. Bradley now, such an important cog in this Bradford Bulls side. They get the penalty, Bradford, for offside.
Oh, that was silly play there, but Rapati kicked out with the foot, and rightly seen by the touch judge. You can see that there was 3 or 4 that moved in front of the official, but then when the whistle blew and Rapati gets up and pulls away, you'll see him kick back. Well, we can do without that. We knew it was going to be tough. The Auckland Warriors came out against St Helens last week with all guns a-blazing. They are a rough, tough outfit. They mentioned midweek in the world of Super League that Auckland came out as though it was a grand final, and they have started exactly in the same fashion today.
Thierry Rapati having a little word in his ear, no doubt, from the coach, Matthew Endicott. And it was a flick of the heel that attracted the attention of touch judge and referee.
Well, the Australian, or should I say the New Zealand side, Auckland, are slowing things down. They're making a right meal of it. Now, Russell Smith will have to keep a pretty watchful eye on this.
Here's Robbie Paul. They put the ball down again. Bradford Bulls. You cannot do that against sides of this quality.
And Bradley took his eyes off the football and then just left the ball behind him. A lot of nerves out there.
Sean Hoppy.
There's a lot of pressure on the Bradford Bulls. Remember, they were expected to beat Penrith, and quite frankly, I think they blew that opportunity. With a poor display in the second half, now it is a real test of their character.
10.5 minutes gone. 3 handling errors from the Bradford Bulls, and you simply cannot make errors like that against teams like this. It's the Warriors who are in possession. Great screen for forward pass from the terraces.
I don't think Kearney had to come back for it.
I think the referee has had a look at the touch judge, who has indicated it was a forward pass, and he's brought them back.
Well, it's interesting to see. Well, it's all right to me. Kearney had to reach way back for it. 50-50 perhaps. And you see, took a while for the flag waiver. Now the thing is, of course, that it could have been a penalty there, because the defending side has to go back to 10 metres, and you can see that the attacking side has to go back 5. He certainly wasn't doing that.
Penalty to Bradford Bulls. Kearney interfering as the Bradford man tried to get to his feet.
mentioned the fact that they're trying to hold down. Just gives them a chance to get the defence back. Quick play the ball, and Kearney made a real meal of it.
And Gene Narmer was in no hurry to get away either.
I suppose it's more of a professional attitude. Of course, when they get the football, they want to play the ball very, very quickly. It's going to be interesting as well to see whether the referee, Russell Smith, will keep an eye on the Auckland team playing the football correctly with the foot.
I think he will, somehow. The directive has come from Greg McCallum, the referee's director here in the UK.
And of course, all the teams involved in this competition have been told also.
McNamara then with this penalty attempt. He misses. Well, he missed a couple the other night, didn't he, against the Penrith Panthers as well.
He's not on good form. You can see it just curling away there to the right-hand side as we look at it. Well, at least they will get the football back. They drop out on the quarter line.
2 goals from 4 for McNamara on Monday against the Penrith Panthers. And with the Australians due over here at the end of our season, certainly I would think McNamara would have his eyes on a test spot. That's a great run meanwhile from Danny Peacock. But if McNamara does have eyes on a test spot, he'll have to get his form together in this World Club Championship, you feel?
Good run there by Danny Peacock. That will lift his spirits and also his confidence. Stuart Spruce out from tonight. So the centre, Danny Peacock in the full-back position.
This now Rihana. And again, Vagana goes in with the shoulder. And Rihana then bounces off him. And a little knock on. Spotted by Russell Smith. Rihana put the ball down.
And as winded is Rihana, I'm not surprised it was another big hit by Joe Vagana. And you see, he wanted to get on and play the football as quickly as possible. They were all over him. Well, I'm not so sure that the attention of Sidiru didn't help.
That's a lovely ball out wide. This is Hoppy. A good tackle from Medley. What a fantastic tackle from Paul Medley. Because I tell you, if Hoppy had gone round in here, it was home and hose for the try.
Well, he's over 30, that I can assure you of Paul Medley, but he came out of that scrum base. You could see Betts had picked up the ball there, but Medley had read it well. Handled the cover tackle across. That is beautiful play.
There was a clear run for Sean Hoppy to the line, and believe me, the New Zealand international winger is no slouch. He would have had another 4 points on the ball then. That was a certain try-saving tackle by Paul Medley.
Did well to get out of the way of the attention of the loose forward Dennis Betts, who, after having passed the football, shielded him away.
Here comes McDermott again. But they're so quick to get up in their defensive line, the Auckland Warriors. The Bulls really can't get up ahead of steam. Now they might with Bradley. Good tackling though by Gene Narmer. Lowe's was the dummy half. He spins the ball to the arms of Tomlinson. That's not the best pass from Tomlinson. Peacock picks up the pieces. Certainly one of the most impressive Australian imports in Super League this year, Danny Peacock. Here now is McNamara. He drills the kick through, but straight into the arms of Sean Hoppy again.
Well, it was a wasted kick. He took an eternity there, did Steve McNamara, the loose forward. He's going to show a little bit more confidence there and try to get that ball away from the players, try to push it into the in-goal area. It was something that they failed to do in the second half against Penrith. And it cost them dearly.
Stellardi plays the ball to Eru, and he finds Dennis Betts. Paul Stellardi, just 22 years old. On the wing in last year's reserve grade grand final, Stellardi wearing 21. In for the injured Mark Ellis, the former All Black who has hamstring trouble. That's Brady Malin, the prop forward. Matthew Ridge, the dummy half. He puts up a good midfield bomb. And well claimed by Paul Auckland.
Good stuff there. He's under a lot of pressure. The big centre, Paul Auckland. Took it well in that with the knee going down.
And the referee wants a word with Stephen Channing.
You see the knee going in. And it was spotted well. And I think there's going to be a few words said. Well, we said it was going to be rough and tough. And they are not letting us down. Now the Penrith Panthers came out with these tactics in the first half last week, and to the credit of the Bradford Bulls, they were not sucked into a tough game, but it did tell on them, I felt, in the second half.
And the thing is, Steve-O, the referees, the officials have got to protect the players out there. These players will not take knees in the face and high hits forever. It'll erupt into something if we're not careful.
The thing is given a warning, the next one has to go. Don't mess around.
Hodgson was drilled into the ground there, and he picks himself up. Tomlinson with the kick, he's turned Ridge round again. Tomlinson's after him, but he misses Ridge, and Ridge does well to get back into the field of play.
But very hesitant there on the chase. You could see that there was only Glenn Tomlinson went forward after the kick. Now, that's 6s and 7s, I'm afraid, are the Bulls at the moment. They really do need to sort themselves out.
This is Twimabari now for Auckland Warriors. Just watching the play the Bulls, they're certainly much tidier from Auckland Warriors this evening than they were last Friday against St Helens. That's Dennis Betts.
And a lot slower, I might add.
That's a penalty. Putting the hand in the face is silly.
Well, Lowe's gave the facial.
And now he's tossed back, and there's another 10 metres.
Well, what's Lowe's here? Now, what's the point in doing that? You've done all the hard work. As if Dennis Betts hasn't received worse than that. A few little knuckles across the nose. He'll be laughing inside, knowing they've gone so far forward. Oh, not on.
What a mistake. Sideru dropped the ball. Well, was it Joe Vagana?
It was Vagana, the prop forward, taking the first pass, and you could see he thought he was going to be the dummy runner. And the hooker, Sideru, thought he was going to be the first receiver. So they've lost the plot somewhat.
Well, that's a let-off for James Lowe's and the Bulls. This is Matt Callan now. Callan has started the last 5, and he got one of the most important tries of 1997, Matt Callan, when he scored against Wigan. But the Bradford Bulls at the moment on the back foot, I'm afraid.
Well, they don't look confident out there, and that helps build the team spirit.
Now then, Robbie Paul. Robbie Paul was tackled by Namu. Hodgson was the dummy half. Lowe's helped it on to McDermott. McDermott lumbers up towards the defensive line, then releases the pass to Rihana. Rihana is surrounded.
Well, it's an amazing situation here.
Touch judges on, there's a bit of a fight in back play.
Well, it was brewing. There's been a lot of words said, and a few fists have been flying. This is the incident where Rihana was being stopped, but it was in back play where the problem arose. Touch judge on, having a word with the referee Russell Smith. And you can see there, I think it's McDermott that throws a couple of rights and a lefts. I can't see who it is. I'm only picking McDermott out because he's probably the tallest player on the field. And from the high shot, he appeared to be the tallest man there.
Well, the referee is taking a big report from his touch judge.
Well, this could be to the favour of the Bradford Bulls.
He wants Shane Endicott for Auckland Warriors. And he wants Brian McDermott from Bradford Bulls. Shane Endicott, by the way, is the son of the coach Frank Endicott.
Well, you can see the difference in size, and Endicott held back onto him. And there you see it was a left lash back by Endicott, and then a couple of good punches by McDermott. He was quite well known for throwing a decent punch. And as I mentioned before, it looked as though the penalty would have gone to the Bulls. It has. So they play by the centre, Shane Endicott, lashing out with the left arm.
Well, this is kickable for Steve McNamara, surely. 60 goals so far this season for the Bradford Bulls loose forward. And this one really has to go over. 28 metres out and just about in front of the sticks. Big kick this. Auckland ahead 8 points to 0. Bradford would love a couple of points here. And the flags tell you that the Bradford Bulls have got 2 points. And the celebrations begin. I don't know what they'll do, Steve, with the celebrations if they get over for a try.
Hey, Macarena, well, they need a confidenza. That's what they need. They've got to look good out there. And as yet, we've only seen a glimpse of Robbie Paul's skills. I didn't think he was fit for the game against Penrith. We'll have to wait and see whether they've taken yet another gamble. The coach, Matthew Elliott, probably has taken a gamble with an 80% fit Robbie Paul.
Well, he's worth it at 80%. I'd love to see him at full tilter against this lot. Eru gets the ball away. Well released. Tuimavave finds Namu, who finds Rapati. Rapati spinning away from the challengers. James Lowe's had hold of him by the wrist, and in the end McDermott came in. Oh, what a run this is from Eru.
Good thinking by the hooker there. You could see there was no second marker. Quick play of the ball and he scooted away.
Stacey Jones to Jean Namu. Namu hoists the midfield bomb again. Lowe's is after it. No one under pressure. And he gives it to Peacock. Good defence though from Tia Rapati and Tony Tuimavave.
Good work there by the Bradford side.
It's one-out football with Calland. He turns in the tackle and finds Lowe's.
Well, we've yet to see the combination of Robbie Paul and Tomlinson. And Tomlinson really has to inject himself a little bit more. Run across the face of the defence, give them some problems. At the moment, it's just 1 out with the forwards.
That's 3 tackles gone. McDermott picks himself up, and Robbie Paul's the dummy half this time. He finds McNamara, who in turn finds Lachlan. Lachlan's grounded on the 30-metre line. Now McNamara again. Little flick kick from Hodgson. Hodgson after it himself. He does well under pressure, Rich, but young Andy Hodgson on his debut. That'll do his confidence a bit of good, and so will that.
Nice bit of skill as well there. He put pressure on Matthew Rich. This is where they've got to try to keep them down, make sure your defence is solid.
Dennis Betts from dummy half.
They're allowing them to come to them though. They are not getting into their face, and you've got to do that.
That's better. Lagana lost the ball and it bounced forward. Tuimavave thought he was on the way.
Accidental. So they'll be head and feet to the Bradford Bulls, and they need it.
Big hit by Rihanna.
Good solid shoulder in there as well.
And by the looks of things, Mark Horrow is coming on. And Joe Vagana is the man who goes off.
Well, that's a big loss to them. Whether it's a tactical thing or not, I don't know, but he certainly made his mark with Joe Vagana, shaking up a few marbles in the brain boxes of the Bradford Bulls so far. There've been some big hits out there.
Tomlinson now, first chance to run it. Cut down to size though by Tuimavave. James Lowe's is the man in at dummy half. Now Rihanna straight down the middle.
Quick play the ball, that's what we want now, and you can see they're all over them.
Lowe's to McNamara. To Peacock. Good job that Endicott got the tackle in. Lowe's again. Taking them on his own. James Lowe's getting so close. Just held up and Rita also short. They're screaming for the ball out wide here on the right. Tomlinson will surely kick it. He does. And they managed to shut the ball dead. And Stellani was the last line of defence.
Good work by the winger. It was a beautiful kick from Glenn Tomlinson. And a couple of goals that did that Stellani. But that was good positioning there by the left winger. Anticipating the kick. But that's more like it from the Bulls. Very good, confident play. Finished off with a neat kick by Tomlinson.
Coro replaces number 8, Joe Vagana.
So it's a goal line dropout for the Auckland Warriors, and Matthew Ridge in no particular dash to take this. Not the greatest kick from Ridge. Into the arms of Forshaw, who will immediately run it back. Dumped to the ground though by Tia Rapati. And he didn't play that properly. Forshaw. Well, we've asked for the referees to tighten up on the play of the ball, and we can't blame them when they penalise the British players.
He did get an extra push there. See there, they went over the top of Rapati. Supposed to roll away, not go back over the top. But Forshaw knows he has to get up to his feet and then play the football. You can't do it while you're parallel to the ground.
Yes, it's same for both sides. Tighten it up on one side, you've got to tighten it up on the other as well.
But there's another issue that the Southern Hemisphere teams do. They don't release the football on the tap, they just touch it with their boot. I know it's nitpicking, but that's another rule that they don't do. They don't release it.
Here's Dennis Betts now. Betts bound to return to Wigan at the end of this season. We'll see him in the European Super League in '98 and we'll welcome him back. This meanwhile is Ridge. Good tackling by McNamara and McDermott. Now then, this is a run from Horrow.
But you can see that Auckland are getting over their boundary line.
This is Hoppy. Desperate defence. It was on the last tackle. They took the gamble of the power play. It's the turnover. And now it's a penalty. Hoppy wouldn't give him the ball.
Good play by Andrew Hodgson. It was a superb tackle and it had to be. And you see the youngster went down for the legs. Doesn't matter how good a winger Sean Hoppy is. He can't get over that whitewash. There's someone hanging around his legs. Oh, big hit there.
The ball went backwards. It's play on.
Mark Horrow really lifted his shoulder.
And Hodgson struggles to his feet.
There's some big hits out there.
Well, Mark Horrow is the top tackler for the Auckland Warriors. We saw that right at the start of the programme. And that's the reason why. So Bradford now in possession. And a high kick from Tomlinson. Looking out on this wing for Callan. But all he could do was pack the ball forward into the arms of Ridge.
Nice option though, good kick. At least it put the pressure onto them, gave them time, but there's not many going down. They're going far too high. And you can see Matt Callan get the fingertips to it. Ridge was in a good position.
Rihanna and Medley off. Graham and Anderson come on. Meanwhile, it's with Hoppy. And Hoppy is just hauled to the ground by Peacock. This is Namu into the arms then of Jones. Jones finds Betts, and that's a great run from Betts. A good job that Callan was there to get fingertips to that, because Stellardi, if that ball had reached him, Stellardi was in for the try.
Loose forward, Dennis Betts running out wide on the left side. Ghosted through in between the two tackles and then just offloaded. And it's a good job that the winger Matt Callan was there. Stellardi was ready to pounce to score the second try. Well, a lot of pressure has been applied, but they've got to get this defensive line sorted out of the Bradford Bulls. They are allowing the Auckland Warriors to go to them. They're hanging back in that one line of defence.
So more defence required by the Bradford Bulls here, and they must be aiming for a better defensive effort. They conceded 3 second-half tries in the last game against the Penrith Panthers. Ryan Hanari, you might have noticed, has come on for the Auckland Warriors, number 17. And Brady Malin is the man who he has replaced. Here's Betts. There's Hanari, just ghosting into the picture and not able to take the pass in. First touch from Hanari, not a terribly conclusive one.
Well, panic football by Dennis Betts so early in the tackle count, really not needed when you've got a 6-point lead and in a very good position.
That's Calland. Quick play the ball needed now. 5-4 on the handling error count. Hodgson again picks himself up. Tomlinson once more imposing himself at dummy half.
Good work again there by the second markers. That is one good thing about the Auckland Warriors defence. They do have a good second marker situation.
Tremendous
for each other.
Terrific run from Paul Anderson. Lost the boot in the process. Here now Nathan Graham. He drives it in down the middle. It's the last tackle. Lowe's gets the ball away. Slides a little kick through to McNamara, but that's easy for Hoppy. And Hoppy's on his way. Good run across the face of play. This is Stellardi. He gets away from Forshaw. He can't get away from Graham.
Well, the kick was good, but I'm afraid the chase was non-existent. There was only Robbie Paul came down the middle, and it allowed Sean Hoppy to come way across to the left-hand side. And they're going off the tackles. They're not going low enough early in the tackle.
Nathan Graham managed to get the tackle in on Shane Endicott. Stacey Jones was the dummy half. Here's Kearney again. He led with the elbow.
He's got caught as well. Russell Smith saw it. Using the elbow while in possession of the football. Not happy with it. Stephen Kearney, but he's taken another 10. And you can see clearly that Steve McNamara caught the full brunt of that on the jaw. And well spotted by the official, Russell Smith. Well, the lack of discipline by the Auckland Warriors. Surely this is a good chance now for the Bulls to set up for a set move.
Matthew Elliott watching on anxiously. He knows what a win would do to his club.
Keep your eye out for James Lowe's, running the angle and bringing someone back on the inside.
There's Lowe's, he gives it to McDermott. McDermott is met and dumped to the ground. Well, that's the missed tackle count, and that has been so crucial in all the games we've seen in the World Club Championship. That's a good ball, though, to Peacock. Peacock turned it into a good ball, in fairness.
He did well to get that.
Lowe's gives the ball to Forshaw.
Watch for Lowe's, bringing someone back on the angle now.
This is McNamara, out wide it goes to Callan. Has Callan got the string? I think he might have.
It'll be close.
The flag in the corner wobbled as Callan put the ball down. The big question now for the video rep, David Asquith, did he ground it?
No, he lost
No,
it.
he didn't.
No try. You can tell by the groans. The spectators have already seen that on the big screen. It was a damn fine effort there. 3 in attendance. And either way, probably would have hit the whitewash anyway, as it does. No control. And on the whitewash, 2 options for the video referee, but for mine, it's definitely N-O-T-R-Y.
So here comes the decision from the referee, which was fairly academic. And it's a 20-metre place kick. The clock's ticking down again. Bradford so close. They could do with a try, Steve-O. They desperately need the confidence of a 4-pointer here.
Well, that was much better play. Probably the best passage of play we've seen from him in the first half. A lot more confident running by the forwards. That's better work from the second marker. He's playing well as a winger, Andrew Hodgson. Well, he's leading the way.
Matthew Elliott says he had no qualms at all about putting him in, and he really does rate this young man, who he signed only last month. He'd been playing with the reserves prior to tonight. What a match to make your first team debut in. Peacock runs the ball back. Namu was there to greet him with Sean Hopping.
Again, we see a good kick and chase game by the Warriors. They're far more superior in that department today. Oh, and the passing from Bradford has been quite atrocious.
Well, Brian McDermott then put his hands up and seemed to go for that ball. I don't know whether Robbie Paul lost it because of that, was distracted maybe.
Well, he was going to be the dummy runner. And they are just losing the plot.
You cannot afford to surrender possession on your own 20-metre line against teams like this.
Pretty close to forward. It's well picked by Russell Smith. Just overran it. An opportunity gone begging yet again.
Namu doesn't like it.
Well, he delays it. And you can just see that it was just level with the red line. And as far as the referee Russell Smith was concerned, it was a fraction forward. Bit of a let-off there for the Bulls. After yet another mistake. And when you add that problem of mistakes to the missed tackle count, they really are fortunate to be only 6 points adrift.
McDermott now. But it's all one-out football, and this Bradford Bulls side has been playing with such a flamboyant style in European Super League, but it's been almost quashed out of them here.
Well, they're being forced into it because of this strong defence. And it's the workers in the second marker. They really aren't getting across.
Lowe's with a lovely run, that's much better. He's got to look forward to Bradley.
Yep. Panic pass as well. Lowe's knows it as well.
He's hurt his shoulder.
He got through. It was a beautiful run from dummy half. Caught the defence on the blind side. They were just caught napping. More of this, please. That's what's needed, but not the best finish. But at least a chance was there. Definitely forward, no doubt about that one.
Well, Lowe's hurt his shoulder as he hit the deck. He's received some treatment. Referees held the clock up, just allowing Lowe's the time to recover. Now time back on. And Stacey Jones feeds that scrum. gets the possession inevitably, finds his captain, Matthew Ridge, the New Zealand Test international captain as well, Ridge.
It's important they keep it pretty tight now. They can't allow Auckland to get a try just before half-time. It really would be a killer for them.
Kearney unloads the ball, they spread it wide. Here's Stacey Jones, he gets away from 2 and 3 and nearly away from 4. He's a magician, Stacey Jones.
Well, at least they pushed him back down the middle, and that's what they've got to do. We saw last week against St Helens what he can do out wide. He's got the speed to go around the centres. Dynamic speed off the mark.
Good defence from the balls on that occasion. Here's Kearney again. Drags the Auckland Warriors over the halfway line. Namu to Ridge. Ridge slides the kick through. There's a big chase on here. The Peacock's across. Peacock picks up. And can he get back in the field of play? Yes, he can. Brave play from Danny Peacock.
Well done. He's made a real good fist of this.
So is Callan. Look at that.
That's better. But what a great effort by Peacock. There's always, that's got to be a big one from Eru, and they've got to have something done here. That must surely be a goodbye night. That was malicious. Now, if Russell Smith doesn't do anything about this,
He's gone to the pocket.
He's gone.
Sid Eru is on his way.
He's been warned. He's gone.
Eru will take the early shower. The Warriors down to 12. Well, it was an attack from behind as well by Sid Eru. The swinging arm underneath the throat.
That was malicious.
And it was a young Andy Hodgson as well who caught that.
And he would have felt it.
Oh,
We can do without this. And full credit to the referee, Russell Smith. Far too often our officials take the easy way out. Go to the report, say we'll put them on report, let them see the video. And I don't know whether Frank Endicott is mad with his hooker, Sid Eru, or whether he's mad with the referee, but either way, I can assure you the official is spot on.
now Anderson. Well, the Warriors now down to 12 men for the rest of the match, just before half-time, and can the Bradford Bulls make that one-man advantage count?
They've got to keep this ball alive now. Quick play of the balls at all time. Turn in the tackle. Stretch them.
Here's Robbie Paul.
They've got to try to run them off their feet. They'll be doing without a sweeper now, so the kick over the top is an option.
Paul again. Gets to within 18 metres of the line. It's the last tackle here. Lowe's to Tomlinson, who shaped a kick, then floats the pass out wide to Graham. He finds Loughlin, and Loughlin locked it into touch, and Andy Hodgson saw the try line gaping.
But why on earth didn't the big centre go for it himself? He'd taken the dummy. You can see Hoppy had gone out wide. And Paul Loughlin can't believe it. He really should have gone for it there. I'm sure that Stacey Jones wouldn't have had the strength to stop the big fella. Well, that was a try gone begging. He really should have gone for the whitewash with a determined run.
Out wide the ball comes to Stellardi, and Stellardi tries to cut inside past Bradley and Callan. Bradley has him. He loses the ball. Play on. It cleared the ruck, said the referee. This is Anderson. He accidentally kicked it forward, so no penalty, says Russell Smith. And so here's a chance. Bradley goes down 20 metres short of the line. Big opportunity here for the Bulls right before half-time. Tomlinson to McDermott, who goes forward. Flicks the pass out the back door. Picked up by Tomlinson again. Robbie Paul helps it wide. Takes the return. Peacock on the run. Well watched it was by Kearney and by Tuinavadi.
Keep it alive. Run them off their feet. It's the key.
Graham. Nathan Graham takes the Bulls to within 8 metres. Lowe's is the dummy half. This now is McNamara and Anderson. Anderson flicks it out. Lowe's. James Lowe's. So close again, just a metre short of the line on the last tackle. Big opportunity here. Tomlinson, out wide they come looking for Callan. Callan can do nothing else but pop the ball back. Bradley keeps it alive. Callan fires. Jones. Well, that's magnificent defence from the Auckland Warriors.
Bit of a head-eye tackle there. I think Lowe's went on Stacey Jones. Swung the arm round. Definitely attacked the head. Well, tremendous play. And there you see Lowe's going far too high. Was the swinging arm. He just grabbed at the face. And Auckland will be relieved to get that penalty. That was tremendous play there by the Bradford side.
It was fantastic defence from Auckland Warriors that kept them out. The 12 men of Auckland digging deep here now, and they will have to do that during the course of the second half. Well, there it is. Bradford 2 points, Auckland 8, and Auckland with Sid Eru cutting a lonely figure in that dressing room. He's been sent off by Russell Smith for the swinging arm on young Andy Hodgson. Stephen Kearney and company heading off, I'm sure, for words from Frank Endicott, and Bradford heading off for words from their coach Matthew Elliott. Just a one try in this first half, scored by the mercurial Stacey Jones. We look back at the best moments when we return. Football is back on Sky Sports next month. PSV against Newcastle is one of two live games from a special pre-season tournament in Dublin. But right now, Bradford Bulls against Auckland Warriors. And we're live and exclusive here at Odsal. And this is the Bradford Bulls dressing room where Matthew Elliott in the white shirt there on the left of your screen is the Bradford Bulls coach, and he is laying down the law to his players, to his league leaders, remember. The men who were unbeaten in European Super League before this tournament got underway, and that's the half-time situation here at Odsal. Bradford Bulls 2, courtesy of McNamara's boot, Auckland Warriors 8, Jones's try, and Matthew Ridge with 2 goals. But the important thing from the Auckland Warriors' point of view, and there they are, is that they will be playing with 12 men in the second half because the international hooker Sid Eru has been sent off by referee Russell Smith about 5 minutes before half-time. Well, it's a really tense atmosphere inside Odsal tonight, so different from Monday when there was such high expectation when Penrith Panthers were here and everyone expected Bradford to go out and beat the Panthers. Tonight, it's more of a question really of cat and mouse, isn't it? And we're just waiting really for this game to erupt, Steve-O, and erupt in the right way, not the wrong way, as Sid Eru obviously now knows.
Well, we mentioned that the Auckland side went out against St Helens last week as though it was a grand final, and they have just done a repeat performance. Only they've just stepped over the mark a little bit too much for my opinion, and I think that the referee was right in sending off the hooker Sid Eru. There had been quite a few high shots. It was getting very, very nasty outside there, and there was a lot of knees going in. There was a lot of, shall we say, talk to each other, the players, and it was working as far as the Auckland side was concerned, because I can assure you the Bradford Bulls were way out of sorts, and I'm sure that Matthew Elliott, their coach, will be very, very pleased indeed that he's only 6 points adrift, because he's got to really get through to them now, because they lacked a lot of confidence. They did not go out there. It didn't look like the side that is leading the European Super League at all.
The body language on that shot, Steve-O, with Matthew Elliott marching up and down the dressing room and waving his arms about, the body language is he is not a happy man at this stage.
Well, he's normally a very cool, calm, collected sort of a character, and you can see that he's not happy with the situation. They dropped too many balls. They fell off too many tackles. They missed so many tackles, and they've got to make sure that they put the man down, especially this big fella, Stephen Kearney. He is really, really just putting them in and then offloading the ball. And you've got to really get him down. You've got to put someone low on him at all times. He's such a big man. And in fact, it was Stephen Kearney that actually created the try for Stacey Jones. And if you move on the video, you can see that once they do the runaround, you see how the first 3 defenders get sucked in there. They hesitate, And when Kearney gets the ball, see how he runs away? Let's just hold it there. There is 4 Bradford players, and Stacey Jones knows to just delay the run, make sure that the big second row Kearney offloads the football, and he'll pass it through there. Look out, 4 in attendance. That was beautiful play by Stacey Jones. We all know about this man's explosive speed. And once he hit into the open spaces, there was no one going to catch him. And it looked at that point as though Bradford really were going to drop apart. They had their opportunity when Callan tried to squeeze in at the corner, but there was no doubt that he lost control of that football, and even if he'd have put it down, I'm sure that he would have hit the whitewash. And then, of course, the incident that certainly incensed quite a lot of people. Good game from this youngster, Andrew Hodgson. It was a swinging arm. The referee, Russell Smith, had already warned both sides that the next one, they got involved in dangerous, dirty play like this, would be sent for an early shower, and rightly so, Sid Ero was sent off. But this was a golden opportunity. Why on earth Paul Auckland didn't go? He was only about 2 metres away from the line. There was only Stacey Jones there. And why such a tall fellow, so close to the line, didn't throw the dummy? You could see that Sean Hoppy had gone out wide. The gap was there, and for some unknown reason, he tries to get the ball over the top. A missed opportunity, and that could have a big effect on the game. That could be one of the chances that they should have taken.
Well, the gap had opened up for him, hadn't it? There was no doubt about that, and he is a big lad, Paul Auckland. He would have surely been through, and even if he'd just fallen over the line, it would have been enough.
Well, with a small halfback like Stacey Jones having to follow him through, he would not have tried to ball an all tackle. He could have only gone for his legs, and virtually, I think Auckland would have just dropped over the line.
Steve, I'd love to be a fly on the wall in those 2 rooms right now, because Matthew Elliott is still... I think that he is flicking the ball up and down. The Bradford coach, he's still laying the law down.
No, he's said what he has to say. He's letting it sink in now to his players. The players are now thinking that they know they've got away with the first half where they didn't play well. They didn't play with confidence. They haven't attacked the Auckland defence. And
they've got played with such flamboyance, haven't they, as well in this...
but let's not take anything away from the Auckland defence. They're moving up very, very quickly. And they've got to make sure they get the ball out wide. They're down to 12 men. They've got to keep this ball alive. Keep it moving.
Well, I wonder if we have had a man of the match present himself to you yet. We'll tell you when to ring that phone number during the course of the second half, about 20 minutes from the end. 2 of you tonight will go away with 2 tickets to the Olympic Gallery for tickets for the first test, Great Britain and Australia, November the 1st at Wembley Stadium. That will be a massive international occasion. You'll be able to see it here with us on Sky Sports, of course. Where else? Well, right now we have a match on our hands, and Auckland Warriors are down to 12 men. And can Bradford Bulls now make the extra man count? They've got to stop this fella, Stacey Jones. Everything that happens for the Warriors goes through him. Can the Bulls do it? Stay with us and find out. Of boxing coming up on June 28th, Holyfield versus Tyson. It's the return, and a special pay-per-view event on the Sky box office. For more information, call 0990 800 888. That's 0990 800 888. Right now, Bradford Bulls against the Auckland Warriors in the World Club Super League Championship. This is the situation at half-time. The Bulls trailing 8 points to 2. But the important thing, as far as Bradford are concerned, the Warriors down to 12 men for the entirety of this second half. Sid Eru sent off. And these Bradford supporters know that maybe the moment of destiny has arrived. Matthew Elliott out from the dressing room, words passed on, views held, views conveyed, no doubt, to his team. And now it's a question of the team carrying out the instructions to the letter. They're ready to rock here at the pulpit. Second half about to get underway of this second match in the European zone of the World Club Championship. And And a big chance for Bradford Bulls against the 12 men of the Auckland Warriors. The opening 15 minutes of this second half, absolutely vital for the Bradford Bulls.
You're right there, Eddie. The Auckland Warriors will be quite happy just to absorb the punishment. We know the key, we said it at half-time. Make sure your defence is solid, but make sure you keep this ball alive. They've got to run Auckland off their feet.
At the moment, though, it's Auckland who are doing the running. It was a great run from Henare that set this attack in motion. There's Stacey Jones, there's Jean Namu, now Tuimavave. And Tuimavave off the ground gets it to Rapati. And Tia Rapati tries to duck under the challenge of McDermott.
Well, that won't help if they keep going high again. They've got to go low.
Drop goal attempt from Matthew Ridge from way out on the halfway line. And he misses. But you can see what the tactics are from Auckland's point of view.
And they'll go for quite a few of these. They realise that if they can just keep stretching that scoreline away, they'll be forcing Bradford Bulls into panic football.
Here's McNamara. Good tackling from this Auckland defence. That was number 14, Mark Horrow, who does that so often for the Warriors. That's Anderson, tackled by Betts upstairs and Namu downstairs. Lowe's to Tomlinson. Out wide it goes to Bradley. Bradley gets through one. Has he got the support with him? He doesn't need the support. Oh, fantastic try. Graham Bradley. Absolutely breathtaking try. He eyeballs Matthew Ridge because Ridge, I think, had a swipe at him as he tried to touch him down. But Bradley comes up with a magnificent try for the Bulls.
They called him the Penguin, but they didn't just shuffle along. This was sheer skill. Beautiful ball out wide from Tomlinson. He shapes as though he's going to kick and he fools Matthew Ridge. Tremendous stuff. When he looked on the inside, I think the defence thought he was going to at least kick over. See how he looked there, releases the football. Dennis Betts couldn't get anywhere near. In fact, he didn't even bend out the loose forward, Dennis Betts. He just opened up. And I think Matthew Ridge was waiting to see whether he was going to go for the kick. He made contact as Bradley scored the try. He wasn't too happy, he was a big Australian.
Well, Ridge went to try and flick the ball away, and Ridge caught it right across that left wrist. Well, he's all right. He scored the try. It's a perfect start to the second half for the Bulls, and McNamara could really just add a little bit to it if he could slot this kick over. This is a pressure kick. This to level the match. What a start. Just what Matthew Elliott wanted, and Graham Bradley, on his 50th appearance for the Bradford Bulls, comes up with a priceless 4 points. Now McNamara with this kick. It's got chances, this! The scores are never a so. Bradford are back. 8 points all.
But once the sliding defence did not move up quickly, you can see the long ball out from Tomlinson. It gave them all the speed there. Tremendous play. Stellani, he was too late in going out. Dennis Betts, remember they are not playing with a sweeper. They are down to 12 men, so therefore you've got to take a gamble and bring your fullback, which is Matthew Ridge, up tight.
Penalty. Tuimavave was trying to get back to his feet and Bradford wouldn't let him up. Graham was there and Brian McDermott there. They've got to tackle the man and roll away. So that's conceded more ground to the Auckland Warriors. They restart with Horrow, tackled by McNamara and Tomlinson. Hoppy is the dummy half. This is Brian Henare.
Full credit though to the Bradford Bull coach, Matthew Elliott. He realises that Auckland are down one man, down to 12, so get the ball out wide, and Bradley was standing out wide. Good ploy, nice pass from Glenn Tomlinson.
Well, this is where the Warriors are at their most dangerous, when they've been wounded. Kearney takes them into the red zone. 4 tackles gone, they've made 29 metres. The ball now with Namu. Here's Stacey Jones, danger. Good tackling. Betts receiving back once more. Bradley's come up with the ball.
Did well there, Bradley. Look how he stood his ground in between Dennis Betts. Tremendous effort there by the big centre.
Well, Bradley has given them a brilliant start. And I think
Bring it on again. Well, Namu, one interesting thing about Gene Namu, it was definitely high, but they criticised him in the Australian Super League because they say he can't tackle. But he's got through a lot of work in defence tonight, but not like that. Right in front of the official Russell Smith. And
you say he can't tackle, he's over his average per match already. 15 tackles made, 45 minutes gone. Anderson does well on the ground, gets the pass away. This is Forshaw. Forshaw keeps it going. Now it's with Robbie Paul. Paul out wide, it goes to Loughlin. Loughlin, great tackle by Matthew Rick.
we play the ball, swing it out to the right. Don't mess around, get it out there.
Robbie Paul to McNamara. This now is Forshaw. They're making the little half breaks and Forshaw's lost the ball.
Try to force it then. Well, really, when the stretcher team wants with 12 men, this is the incident where Forshaw tried to keep it alive. But I think that Robbie Paul made the wrong option there, running from dummy half. Once you stretch one team out wide, get it out again. Run them off their feet. I keep saying it, but that is the key to the victory.
Great work at the marker position by McNamara then. Here's Dennis Betts, just managed to stretch out the arms and take that pass in. Jones, Twimavadi.
Well, how many times have we said that this huge crowd here at Hoxall
Didn't play the ball properly. Tony Twimavadi. Get to your feet and play it properly. Quite right, Russell Smith.
well, picked up by the official, but getting back to what I was saying about this crowd, they feel at Bradford that once they start chanting, it's worth 10 points. Oh boy, wouldn't they give, what would they give for another 10 straight away? Here's the big chance.
They're 30 metres from the line as they launch this assault. Great tackling go on McDermott. No wonder Mark Horrow gets a pat on the back. Lowers the dummy half to Tomlinson. Now it's with Anderson. Oh, Anderson's the go forward tonight. Why did he do that?
Really, the tackle being made. The support had already stopped. Came off Betts there, but it was accidental. Nothing that Betts could have done about it. And I'm sure that the man in your picture, Matthew Elliott, will be saying, okay, I told you to keep it alive, but don't throw silly passes like that.
Dennis Betts to the halfway line. Yes, well, they're learning a very hard lesson in this World Club Championship because they literally threw away their victory against Penrith with silly passes like that, under pressure and surrendering possession. They're at it again.
They don't need to play that type of football. Just keep it along the line. 5, 6 passes out wide. 5, 6 passes coming back again. There'll be a tired outfit at Auckland in the last 20 minutes.
Jones at dummy half. This now is Namu, and he drifts the kick over the top. Well positioned by Peacock. Peacock runs straight back at G. Namu, and that's a good tackle again from Namu. He's getting through a lot of work.
Tremendous work. It was a beautiful kick. A little too long, should I say. Call it a beautiful kick. It wasn't. It was straight down the throat, though, of Danny Peacock. He acquitted himself very well in the full-back position.
Namu has just put in 3 or 4 tackles on the run there.
Just an ankle tap there. Bradley was away. It was Rapati that just got to him.
Robbie Paul comes off again, as he did on Monday, and Medley returns. The impact player, Paul Medley. This now is McNamara, and McNamara taking them on. He's got Forshaw there in support, and Loughlin, but Loughlin's forced out of play.
Well, nice work down the blind side, but they ran out of space eventually.
Good work by Endicott.
Covered it well. But it's the simple situations that they've got to produce now. Just basic, quick passing. Missing a man out. Throwing the long ball out wide.
The Auckland Warriors were confident of winning all 3 in this World Club Championship.
Must have been pretty close to a forward, that one.
Well, if you believe the 10,000 voices that were raised in praise, yes. Namu. Chances here. This is Horrow. Mark Horrow, great run to within 5 metres of the line. Peacock came across to cut him down. Ridge straight into the arms of McNamara. McNamara's on his way to the sin bin. He never got back.
Foul. Never made any attempt to go back to 10. Well, this will give them a little bit of a respite here. The Auckland Warriors now, Bradford down to 12 men. Interfered in the play, the ball.
Well, the referee
did not go back to 10.
And he had no alternative but to produce the yellow card. So, the one-man advantage is now levelled up, 12 men apiece. Kearney, back to Endicott, to Ridge. Tackled by Tomlinson, but he gets the ball away to Betts. Betts will straighten it up. Vital moments again for Matthew Elliott. This is Namu.
Oh, good tackle there. Paul Anderson rattled the standoff.
Jones again, and they've got men out wide. One of them is the captain Ridge, who skips in. And he hasn't grounded the ball yet. He's bringing it back. Now he has. Matthew Ridge, playing the captain's part, joins the line, finds space out wide, and Ridge gets a vital try for the Auckland Warriors.
Well, the opportunity came very quickly, and what I've been screaming for the Bradford side to do, the Auckland Warriors do just that. Good combination, got the ball out wide. They got caught short there. It's what they should have been doing. Auckland have shown them the way, and they've taken the lead again. The combination, Namu and Jones, Ridge coming in from the full-back. Nothing that Auckland could do about that. Good work also by the full-back Ridge to bring it round, make the kick a bit easier. 1, 2, this is a third. 4 passes. Basic football, but quick passing out wide creates the overlap. It's still play on from this moment on. He did not ground the football. Brings it round a vital extra 10 metres. And gives the kicker, which is Ridge himself, he knows all about this, that those extra 10 metres could just make it a little bit simpler for him.
So Matthew Ridge, 2 from 2 tonight, 7 from 8 against the Saints. Formerly with Manly, of course, watched by his coach Frank Endicott. This is another big kick from Ridge. But he's normally so reliable from every angle on the park. And he makes no mistake. Great kick from the Auckland Warriors captain. The lead is back to 6 points.
There he is, circled all on his own. Simple passing out wide. Here he comes, Ridge from the full back. They were caught short. They were down to 12. And full credit to the Auckland Warriors side. They have shown the Bradford Bulls the way, what they should have been doing after the restart.
Change by Bradford coach Matthew Elliott. McDermott goes off and Jeff Wittenberg comes on. Matthew Elliott content to rotate his 4 prop forwards during the course of a game. It's worked like a dream in Super League, but it hasn't worked quite so well in this Visa World Club Championship so far. Anderson now. Nathan Graham in a dummy half. Nathan Graham, so many points for Dewsbury from whence he came, over 400 points in 6 years, but unbelievably yet to score for the Bradford Bulls. Nathan Graham, you couldn't pick a better moment than this. Loads. Bradford still content to drive the ball up the middle. Tomlinson now hacks the ball downfield. But Stellardi picks it up for the Warriors. And Ridge gets in the way of Tomlinson.
Well, he doesn't have to move. And the fullback Ridge did that. He just stood his ground. He moved backwards in the situation. There you see Ridge. Doesn't have to get out of the way.
Dennis Betts now for the Warriors. Releases the pass to Hoppy. And Wittenberg going in too high.
Just a touch too high there by Jeff Wittenberg. Swinging arm, there you see the action of Russell Smith. Well, I hate to say it, Eddie, but I think the gamble once again by starting the game with Robbie Paul has failed to come off. You see it was a high one from Wittenberg. He really has been non-existent, Robbie Paul, and it's a big move by Matthew Elliott, the coach, but I'm afraid I think I'd take him off the paddock.
This is Henare now. Henare loses his headgear in that tackle. Now then, Jones, he slides it wide to Namu. Namu keeps the movement going. Stacey Jones manages to hang on somehow. 3 tackles gone. Is the Bradford Bulls defence up to this? Another screen for a forward pass, not given. This is Stalani.
That was a forward pass as well. It was missed by the official.
Namu to Jones. Long pass out wide. That's the key. Kearney dumps it back to Hoppy. Hoppy taking on Tomlinson. Oh, and Tomlinson drilling him into the ground. It wasn't a dangerous tackle.
They really have to keep their defence tight now.
Oh, out wide it goes again. Big gap out there. Stalani.
To his ground, they run the power play.
Calland and Bradley did well. On the last tackle, that is the turnover then. Nathan Graham. Morrow in there quickly. Here's Anderson. Henare. And also Logan Swan doing the tackling. Now Medley.
That was a dodgy pass. That looked just a little bit forward for mine.
Lowe's. Crowder getting behind this Bradford side now. Lowe's, as he falls, gets the ball away. Graham. Peacock does well. Sidesteps one.
Good run there by the fullback. But James Lowe's, now that Robbie Paul's off the field, James Lowe's has got to really start taking control, and he has.
He has indeed. He's found Forshaw. Best with the tackle. And Party. That's the last one. They're in the red zone, and Bradley advances off the Auckland Warriors. Brian Henare. He did not make a play for it. That's going to be, I think... Oh, it's a penalty. It's a penalty to Bradford. He never made 10 metres back in the defensive line.
Well, McNamara was sinking. Why didn't he go?
Wittenberg now. Big opportunity here for the Bradford Bulls. They're 8 metres short of the line. This is Lowe's again.
He was looking for runners. Oh, early went in. Surely the touch judge has seen that.
No, he hasn't.
Lowe's looks at Kearney and says, "You've got to be kidding."
Forshaw. Still Forshaw. He's over the line.
What a great try.
Is it now? The referee hands it over to the video ref to make the decision. David Asquith now has a big decision to make. Does he get the ball down? Yes, he does.
I thought it was Ridge's hand, but it's not. It's Forshaw's. Good effort there by the second row. Good strength, but pulled that down to the beautiful break by James Lowe's. There were 45 metres adrift there. There's little doubt this will be try time. And it's right in front of the sticks. Surely they won't miss this. A lot of pressure though. The right arm is carrying the football. It's downward pressure. There it is.
Well, it's a try for Steve O, but what about Dave Asquith? He's the video ref. He's the man who's got to make the big decision. Paul Loughlin has lined up already for the conversion attempt. I can tell you that as Forshaw watches, and thousands of other pair of eyes look at our big screen, along with Matthew Elliott. Here's the decision.
Well, it took a while, and the crowd, it was a nervous moment for them. But there was little doubt in my mind.
Well, Mike Forshaw, his 7th successive appearance since signing from the Saracens Rugby Union Club, and Loughlin for Wang in front. It's level, hanging again. Bradford 14, Auckland 14.
What a time to come up with a good, strong bird. It was a nice step there. They went through 2, and they had 3 in attendance. Look at the step here. Tremendous stuff there. They went too high. They were the culprits this time. They should have gone for the leg. on that occasion. Well, when McNamara has done his time in the sin bin, this is the time to really keep the ball alive.
We're entering the last quarter of the match. McNamara waits. He's probably got just under a minute still to go. The Bradford officials asking the man with the watch how long, and McNamara will soon be back. He will soon be back, McNamara. In fact, on he comes. So, that's the damage limitation, isn't it? 14 all. 13 men of Bradford, 12 men of Auckland, and 20 minutes of the match to go, and the Bulls now with a glorious opportunity to go on and win this game. Peacock, who will just let the ball roll into his arms, flicks the ball back on the inside to Callan, who takes on Stacey Jones, battles him out of the way, can't get away from Mark Horrow.
Good play there by Matt Callan, went back to help the fullback Danny Peacock. And they were both confident enough to take the ball forward.
Right, it's time for you to cast your votes from here on in for the man of the match. 0891 66 55 25. And don't forget, the prize for two of you tonight, a pair of tickets to the Olympic Gallery and the first test, Great Britain-Australia, November the 1st at Wembley.
Take a bad knock there in the second row of Mike Forshaw.
Anderson.
Come on, get the ball out wide.
Well, now's the time that they can stretch them, surely. Tomlinson, shape to kick. Out wide it goes to Bradley. Gets it away then to Callan, this winger. Callan, gets it forward, and again, and again. Callan fingers again. No, it doesn't. Great defence from Tira Party.
Unbelievable play by Callan. Superb skills there. It didn't hit the whitewash, but Rapati put his body on the line. What a tremendous effort from both those talented players.
Tell you what, Steve, Tira Party left these shores when he finished at St Helens and he went to Auckland. He's an even better player now than when he left.
Oh, silly play. Tomlinson, dearie me today. Well, he's not been as constructive as I'm sure his coach Matthew Elliott would have liked. And he didn't use much brains there. I'll be quite happy to milk out this penalty. Because with a man like Matthew Ridge out there, I'm sure they'll drive for the sticks. They'll be happy with just 1 point.
Nothing to choose in the penalty count, 12-11 in Bradford's favour. And the referee, Russell Smith, has been blowing the pee out of that whistle, hasn't he? Controlling this match. Namu, he's had a great game actually, Russell Smith, I must say. This now is Rapati again.
So has Gene Namu, both in attack and defence, but defence has been a highlight for him.
Big hit on Kearney, but he still manages to get the ball away to Stacey Jones. Jones with a brilliant pass off the floor. Don't know what the crowd is screaming for. That was real intelligent play from Jones. Ridge holds the ball up for Kearney, the human battering ram. He dumps it back. Little knock on for Namu.
Why on earth did they keep the ball alive when they had Matthew Ridge? The skipper was screaming to settle things down, and they kept it alive.
It wasn't Namu, I did him a disservice, it was Brian Henari.
Well, Stephen Kearney, a seasoned New Zealand international, had enough common sense there, and enough experience to know that he should have just taken the tackle, and they would have gone for the 1 point, I am sure.
Vagana returns to the fray, and Mark Horrow is the man who goes off. Mark Horrow, the oldest member of the Auckland Warriors squad. He won't thank me for reminding him of that. He's 34, and he's replaced by the young buck, who is Joe Vagana, just 22 years old. Fresh pair of legs, maybe, just to see the Warriors home with 17 minutes of this match to go. Hodgson's had an impressive debut in the World Club Championship, hasn't he? Number 30 playing the ball now. Here's Manley.
Well, come on, I keep asking for the link, but why they're keeping it in the forwards is beyond me.
Tomlinson decides to go up the middle, tries to get the ball away. That's going to be 6 to go.
Surely. Well, he hasn't seen it. It is now. The touch has helped him.
Yes. Had a glance out wide and wiped the tackle count down. So 6 to go here for the Bradford Bulls.
You see the hand from Betts there, the left hand.
McNamara to Peacock. What a good tackle that was. You say Team Namu's got a reputation he can't tackle? I don't believe it.
That's why they haven't lost, I suppose, down under.
Lowe's now driving towards the line.
They play the ball, keep it alive, come on.
Anderson's in there at dummy half. This now is Tomlinson. Out wide it goes to Bradley. This is the danger man. Bradley again. Chips the ball inside to the wrong man, Stellardi.
Well, did Stellardi call for it? If he did, it was a pressure movement. But Bradley receiving the football, should I say, releasing the football. Well, he normally averages one, he's done two so far, and that was a vital one.
Handling errors. They're just about level as well at 11-10. Nothing to choose between these two sides and nothing on the scoreboard either. 14 apiece. And we've still got over a quarter of an hour to go. Look at that. Nothing between them in missed tackles either. Hoppy. We just need a flash of brilliance, Steve-O, from the men in black and white. The men of the Bradford Bulls.
A bit of common sense wouldn't go astray.
I'll settle for brilliance. You settle for sense.
Common sense will win this game if they just keep it alive.
Peacock. He is a match winner. Peacock. What a tackle from Anari.
Now they get it out wide. They've got an Auckland player down, so they're virtually down to 11 men.
Medley, strong run. Want to play the ball quickly, get the penalty. Zagana wouldn't let Medley up. Lowe's boots the ball out of the field of play.
He knows that Auckland are down to 11. And they're seeing it now. The touch search has brought it to the attention of Russell Smith, the official. I can't see who he is, but he's not in great shape.
Medley's just gone off as well. He's got blood coming from the nose. Maybe that's one in the blood bin. Meanwhile, it's Simon Knox who has come on for him. It's not a blood bin, apparently, for Paul Medley, but he's worked hard. And who is it that's up? That's down on his back for the Warriors? Just can't quite see. Is it Hoppy? Is it Sean Hoppy who's down? Looks like it. Yes, Sean Hoppy it is.
Well, there's good thinking there by the hooker James Lowe's and trying to get on with it.
Took a big hit, Sean Hoppy. That's why he's taking all the time in the world. And referee Russell Smith has held the clock up. They've got Logan Swan on the touchline. The Warriors waiting to come into the action. It's a decision for Hoppy and the doctor and the trainer. Well, I don't really think, even though it's in the best spirit of the game, that the referee should necessarily hold the play up for that long. And the referee now is asking James Lowe's to wait while Hoppy gets back in the defensive line.
Well, they'll stop the clock, so...
I suppose in the interest of fair play, fair dues.
That's got to be a penalty, 2-on-1. This should be a spotted goal.
Oops. Well, why is James Lowe's getting involved with Team Namu like that? He's got the penalty.
There was a lot of verbals in the first half, and it's continued in the second. And rightly so, the referee will bring them together and say, hey, come on, cut it out. He definitely pinched the ball there. Namu was the culprit. And you can see that James Lowe said, give us the ball. Gives him a little bit of a push.
Well, he's a bit of a hothead, is James Lowe at times. But I tell you what, Steve, I've never seen a man like this, Matthew Rich. He's chunnering, he's talking, he's questioning the referee, he's shouting at the opposition players.
He's done it all his life.
Even at Manly?
Yep. More so at Manly. He's an experienced campaigner, and it may irritate referees, sometimes put them off as well.
Well, this is a big hit for Steve McNamara. You saw the angle, there it is, and if he gets this, Bradford Bulls go ahead for the first time, and they've got 13 minutes to build on that lead. The crowd hush, we wait for this kick from McNamara. The crowd tell you, and the Brits confirm, that the Bulls hold a 2-point lead. It could be a big night at Oxford. 16-14.
sideline. He knew that he had eliminated the advance that they had in the second half. Remember, Sidiru was sent off from the Auckland Warriors just before the half-time break.
Well, Bradford ahead here, and don't forget, tomorrow morning, 5:30 Sunday, repeated at 11, Canberra Raiders against London Broncos. You can see it on Sky Sports. And then Sheffield against Perth, as Sheffield come into this Visa World Club Challenge as well. Sunday at 6:30. And then the big one on Monday morning at 10:30, Brisbane Broncos against Wigan. Could we be turning it round? Saints against Cronulla on Monday night at 7 on Sky Sports 1. All those matches on Sky Sports 1 as we bring you this World Club Championship in all its glory. And it's glory now, 11.5 minutes to go, and the league leaders are ahead.
They cannot rest on their laurels, though. The Bulls have to work hard.
Ridge drills the ball to the touchline. Good play from him. Calms it down, knows he's got plenty of time left, and Bradford will know he's got plenty of time left, Steve-O, after the events of Monday night.
Plenty of talent out there. Well, they've done well, Bradford, their defence. Good play by the two wingers, Callan and Hodgson. Their defence has been excellent. Not much chance for the two wingers in Auckland, Hoppy and Stellardi.
Bradford's head and feed. Hodgson almost through, and Dennis Betts did well to hang on to him then. This is Wittenberg now.
So they find debut at the Andrew Hodgson.
Dennis Betts was just flicking a fly off the head of Wittenberg, and Wittenberg didn't like it.
Steady down, Jeff Wittenberg. Don't give a silly penalty away when you're leading by 2 points.
Bradley in a dummy half. The runner is silent.
Dear me.
He's dropped it again.
But why are they playing one out forward play?
This is a chance. Endicott. Anderson grabbed at him and missed, but good job that Lowe's and Peacock was there. They've got 6 tackles to go here, the Warriors. Betts flicks the ball to Ridge. He releases the pass to Stacey Jones. Stacey Jones is enveloped by Danny Peacock. Ridge gets the pass away. Vagana wrestled to the floor. Wittenberg and Forshaw bring him down. 10 minutes to go. Namu, ball back on the inside. Stellardi stands, releasing the pass. Jones. Ridge. Round the corner, Jones. Desperate defence from the Bulls to keep him out. Quick play, the ball is stretched out wide. This is a try. Stellardi will score. Well, Matthew Elliott cannot believe it, and quite frankly, neither can anybody. Paul Stellardi, he's only 22. He was on the wing last year in the reserve grade grand final. He comes up with a pretty priceless try.
Getting the ball out wide. Do the work down the middle. Why on earth Bradford Bulls opted to use a one-out play? There's a mistake there. Simon Knox comes up with that bad mistake. But why on earth are they doing that? That is a position where Glenn Tomlinson or someone should have been there to get the ball out wide. Auckland are showing them the way. That's the second try that they've scored in the second half when they are down to 12 men. It should have been the other way around. Quick play the ball and get it out wide. Stellardi. Well, looks says it all, doesn't it?
Robbie Paul, Tahi Rihana, they're a little bit glum on that bench. Not far away from them, the coach, Matthew Elliott, is seeing yet another match slipping away from his team. The team that is dominating here in Europe in the Super League. Frank Endicott, he's asked his men for a big effort in the second half. My word, they've come up with it. 3 from 3 for Rich. Now then, this is a massive kick. Ooh, he's just slid it wide. Brings a big cheer, and only 2 points. So it's still there to win.
10 defenders in the circle. Get the ball out wide. It's so basic. It is so simple. It is so easy. And it could have cost them the game.
That was Paul Stellardi's first try in the first grade. And how important could it be? At the moment, it has given Auckland a 2-point lead. Remember, Simon Knox, who made the mistake, is off and Paul Medley comes back. Remember, it's the team that scores that kicks off in Super League. So here's a big set of 6. First tackle on Danny Peacock, completed by Kearney. Well, who's your man of the match? 0891 66 55 25. Get your votes in now. You could be off to Wembley. More importantly, the Bradford Bulls could be on the way to 2 World Club Championship points in the next 7 minutes. That's how long we've got to go, and they've got a 2-point gap to make up. McNamara heads off down the middle, looked round the corner, there was nobody there. Nathan Graham in a dummy half. It's Jeff Wittenberg now. He releases the pass back to Graham. Stern defence again from Vagana. Lowe's. McNamara. Back on the inside, it comes to Graham. Get the ball out wide. Pops it back. This is Lowe's. Over the top it goes to Bradley, who drops it.
What on earth are they playing at? And Bradley is going absolutely berserk. It was not the best pass.
It wasn't a pass at all. It was a knock-on, and the referee called the knock-on. Then he chipped the referee. He got a penalty. He's chipped him again. He's been marched back 10 metres more.
Well, I'm absolutely bewildered by the tactics of this Bulls outfit at this point in time. Through the second half, we've seen the ball being slipped across the three-quarter line so effectively on the few occasions that Auckland have had the opportunity, and they've scored 2 tries. Bradford are trying to play one out as though they're 30 points in front.
And they've got the 13 men, and Auckland have got 12.
Well, it's bitterly disappointing for this huge crowd here at Auckland.
Rapati.
And you can see the seconds ticking away there, and that's going to be a penalty.
It is. Oh, and that's bang in front of the posts. James Lowe's kicking the ball away, and Rapati's laughing all the way to the bank.
Of course, as you can see there, Anderson, bit of a flop, but that could have gone the other way, the way that they are interpreting the play the ball situation. And James Lowe is not too happy. Few words to say to Russell Smith. And I have to say, he's probably right. Well, this is the last throw of the dice.
Get Robbie Paul back on, a man who can conjure something up out of nothing. But who's the man he's being called off? It's Anderson. And Anderson really has carried the battle up front. He's broken a few tackles. But at the moment, Auckland Warriors are breaking a few hearts here.
Well, we said a few moments ago that the big gamble to start with Robbie Paul didn't pay off. But can he salvage something?
Well, this for me is 2 extra points for Auckland. And the inevitables happen. So the gap now goes to 4. 20 points to 16.
There's still time. Remember, it'll be Auckland that will be kicking off, so Bradford will have possession. Well, they've got no option now, Eddie. They just have to throw the ball around with gay abandon.
You've got to give this fella some credit, Frank Endicott. He's seen this side down to 12 men, and they've flung the ball around, and they've run Bradford Bulls ragged. And they're the tactics that Bradford Bulls should have been using in the opposite direction.
Little doubt. I've been screaming at the top of my voice, hoping that perhaps they get some information out there, because I just can't understand what's gone wrong.
Well, a team that plays with so much character, commitment, and a flamboyant style in the European Super League. Well, we saw the Bradford Bulls, though, didn't we, with 12 men. Remember last year they beat Wigan here after they lost a man sent off. It seems to be the graveyard of teams with a full complement of players. But maybe Medley. No, Hoppy, a great tackle.
Full credit, though, to the Warriors. They've worked hard, 1 man down.
Graham, now they're giving it some width with Peacock. Bradley will bring it back this way. Bounce pass into the arms of Robbie Paul. This is the moment for Robbie Paul. Hodgson, he's on his own.
Did well to keep away from the touchline, though. Give him a chance.
Last tackle.
No full back. Richards going back now.
High kick from McNamara. It comes up from Nathan Graham. Couldn't get the pass away. That's on the last. It'll be the turnover.
Did well there, Graham, to take the football, try to get it out wide to Forshaw. Well, just not coming off for them on that occasion.
Well, they've got to try now and A, not give away a penalty, and B, force an error from this highly disciplined Auckland Warriors side.
And that's the word, discipline. Do not give away a silly penalty now.
That's good work from McNamara, but Endicott gets away, and again from Lowe's. Can't get away from Wittenberg, though.
It'll be up the jumper, and then the big kick downfield. Good run, but
Oh, Betts dropped it.
I think it was knocked out. But was it one-on-one? It was knocked out. That I have no doubt.
And Dennis Betts has gone down.
Yep. But that was one-on-one for mine.
And it was Wittenberg, and I think Wittenberg is going to be placed on report here.
Oh, to me, he knocks the ball down. Betts was carrying the ball pretty high. Watch how he tucks his head in. Well, it's pretty hard to say whether Betts puts his head down. Well, it's all right to mine. Wittenberg definitely contacts the football. Okay, in the process, he clatters the nose of Dennis Betts, but Betts had the head well down. I'm not so sure that was a swinging arm.
Now, when Robbie Paul is asking why he has he is about to place Wittenberg on report, and he wants the disciplinary committee to have a look at it, so it's a penalty. Anyway, Wittenberg goes on report, and it's a penalty to the Auckland Warriors. The ball was certainly carried high, and Betts dropped his head. That's about all you can say.
Well, I don't think it was a swinging arm. I think it was more of a grab and try and knock the ball away. I mean, in a situation like this, they need the possession. What's the point of trying to hit someone in the face when you've got to go for the ball? And I think that's what they wanted to do.
Well, if Russell Smith isn't convinced, and he plainly wasn't, the only thing he can do, if he's got any doubt in his mind that it was a dangerous tackle, is put the incident on report, and that's what he's done.
Well, they'll play it down the middle now.
Stacey Jones.
Go for the 1 point, I'm sure.
That's Logan Swan. Nam with a dummy half. Here they come again. Kearney. Ball back inside. Endicott. Grounded by Tomlinson and Wittenberg. Are they setting for a one-pointer? Ridge. Chips over the top. Peacock's underneath it. Right, the last hurrah for the Bradford Bulls, led by Danny Peacock. Into the last minute we go. 6 tackles, and they're still almost playing one-out football. They are.
Well, the fullback Danny Peacock's done everything right today. He deserves to be on the winning side. It would have been a nice end to the game if we could have gone the full end of the field, and that's about all they've got left now. Because the seconds are ticking away.
Graham and Bradley. Back it comes this way. Lachlan. Big, tall, long-striding Lachlan. Can't get the ball away.
Good defence, though. They're out on their feet, are Auckland, but you can see they're still moving forward. Move the ball, Bradford, surely now.
This is Wittenberg. Again, they try and top it out. One-on-one. Lowe's to Robbie Paul. Robbie Paul, nobody really there for him, so he takes them on himself, and that's the last. Far too far away. But in the last few seconds, Lowe's hacks it forward, and that's game, set, and match to the Auckland Warriors. Has the siren gone? Auckland think it has. It has now, surely. There it is. And another defeat for the Bradford Bulls, and a victory for the Auckland Warriors. The 12 men have prevailed against the league leaders of Super League, and no wonder the Auckland Warriors side are thrilled to bits. It has been a match filled with commitment, and more importantly for them, discipline. And where did Bradford Bulls go wrong? That must be what Matthew Elliott is wondering now. Down to 12 men, but Auckland Warriors survive against the Bradford Bulls. A big effort from the Bulls, but not enough. And Auckland go on, and their 100% record in this World Club Championship is intact. Stellani, his first ever try in the first grade, and it's won the match. night of intense disappointment here at Auckland, and Bradford Bulls have gone down by 16 points to 20 against the Auckland Warriors. So they still look for their first win in this World Club Championship. Auckland, though, march on 100%. Now, man of the match, in your view, James Lowe's 42%, Graham Bradley 28%, Stacey Jones has got 12%, and the rest, well, doesn't really matter because James Lowe's the Bradford hooker, your man of the match. Here he is now with Alistair Mann.
James, 2 narrow defeats on the run. What have you learnt from those 2 matches?
No, to drop the ball, I suppose. Making so many mistakes. You compete with one of the best teams in the world, and you can't afford to do that. We're winning the game for 80 minutes again, and you know, a couple of mistakes, a couple of drop balls, and you've lost the game.
Do you think you can stand you in good stead though? I mean, you've learnt that much, you've made the mistakes, and you've still got a 3rd match, and obviously the Australian trip to come.
Yeah, and you know, I don't know. It's going to stand you in good stead, obviously, but. We competed and we're a good side, and you know, again, we're there and thereabouts today, but it's his own mistakes. It's letting us down last week and tonight.
Well, commiserations, you're man of the match anyway.
Thank you very much, cheers.
And the winners of the man of the match competition, Mrs. Merrin from Wigan and Heather Plowie from Bradford. They're off to Wembley on the 1st of November, courtesy of the World Club Championship and Sky Sports. I hope you enjoy your trip. I hope you enjoy it maybe more than you have enjoyed watching this latest defeat for the Bradford Bulls. You know, when you think about it, they've rolled over everybody in the European Super League. 13 straight wins to take them 7 points clear at the top. The only time they lost coming into this championship was against St Helens at Wembley on another big occasion. And they've lost twice now, once against the Penrith Panthers and here tonight against Auckland Warriors. Steve-O, there is a big question mark now for me over Bradford Bulls. Can they hack it on the big occasion? I think not.
Well, it appears that way, and I think they'll be bitterly disappointed. I know I am. I think that Matthew Elliott, when he lost against Penrith, I think he realised, and I think most of the players realised, that they blew it. Well, they not only blew it today, they just completely lost the plot. They didn't have any idea what to do. And an Auckland side who had very few opportunities, they didn't have all that much possession in that second half, and yet they were the side that had one man missing, Sidiru had been sent off, and yet they were the ones that were showing the way. They passed the ball out wide, scored 2 tries on that occasion. Stellani and Ridge scored those 2 vital tries in the second half by just simply passing the ball out wide. So many times Bradford were caught one-out football when they had the one-man advantage, and I'm afraid that is not true professional rugby league football. And you have to point the finger not only at the players, but you've got to point the finger at the coach. Now, he's on the sideline, and he must have been sending the message out wide. There were so many occasions where the Bradford side, when they did get the ball out wide, they were taking 2-3 steps forward, not running, just trotting forward and then trying to get the ball out wide. And you cannot break down the defence when you do that. You've got to go zap, 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 get it out wide. We all know about the sliding defence that the Southern Hemisphere teams play, and you've got to get it out wide, a long pass. That's how they scored their 2 tries. Did we learn? No.
Well, there's a very big word, isn't there, in Super League, and it is professionalism. And we pointed the finger during the commentary, actually, at Matthew Ridge. Now, not only was he talking to the players, his own players, he was talking to the opposition, and he most certainly was talking to the referee. Now, I just wonder, when he gave the penalty, when Dennis Betts got hit high, or allegedly hit high, and the player has gone on report, Jeff Wittenberg, whether Russell Smith thought at the back of his mind, well, I've sent somebody off in the first half from the Warriors.
Little doubt in my mind.
Maybe I should be evening it up.
Listen, little doubt in my mind, the thing that, look, the referee had warned both sides. He said, look, I won't have any high shots. He deemed that that was a high shot. Okay, it was a 50-50 situation. Didn't send him off, put him on report, but it was a vital time when Bradford were desperate to get the possession. And their heads went down from that moment on. But you cannot take anything away from this Auckland side. They really dug deep.
They're a great side, there's no doubt about it. Have you gathered that we're just a little bit disappointed here in the studio, because we feel as devastated as I'm sure the Bradford Bulls feel devastated down there in the dressing room. But we battle on and we raise the Union Jack again tomorrow, and we hope that London Broncos do it. At 11 o'clock in the morning it's repeated, but you can catch it at 5:30 a.m. live. Canberra Raiders against the London Broncos. Go for it, London. And go for it, Sheffield Eagles. They're up against the Perth Reds. Sunday evening, 6:30, we'll be live at the Don Valley Stadium. There'll be no surrender from us two, I'll tell you that. And we're going to hope and hope and hope for a win in this World Championship. We'll get one. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Sky Sports coverage of the World Club Championship.